This is why the views are tanking, because it relies on the audience to know, to keep up with the marketing, and the marketing has been very cringe. So even ones that like still held out hope that maybe they could course correct with season 2, which the trailer footage seemed maybe promising. It seemed more grim, and it was very light on showing any Hobbit footage, which is definitely intentional. I knew that was going to be a misdirect. But people liked that there was hardly any hobbits in the trailer footage. But lo and behold, it's been mostly hobbits that we've been focusing on in the show so far. And very little Numenor, very little of what stuff people were somewhat starting to get interested in. And leading up to, I mean, if you were trying to see if they were going to course correct, and you're like, let's see what's going on. The marketing campaign was so bad. I mean, they weren't attacking the fans, which is better. It was an improvement, I guess, in that regard. But I mean, the damage was done from that. It was a part of a pretty heavily marketing campaign for season 1. And I think a lot of damage was done there between the fans and this production. But this time, the marketing campaign has been entirely just focused on references and shipping Galadriel and Sauron. And it's because of articles like this, The Rings of Power, how Galadriel and Sauron's cosmic connection defines season 2. There's been like tons of articles like this. Oh geez, this picture, they look so depressed. They look so depressed. Oh, maybe this wasn't the best promo shot to use. This is how this article from TV Insider starts out. Opposites attract in season 2 of Prime Video's dazzling The Lord of the Rings of Power. Elven warrior Galadriel and Dark Lord Sauron may be separate forces of good and evil, but Galadriel remains bound to him after his elaborate trickery led to the creation of the Elven Rings. But as we return to the Second Age of Middle-earth in these 8 episodes, the star-crossed pair are ignoring their cosmic connection, Vickers tells TV Insiders. Oh, they're bound to each other. It's just, you can't deny it. Opposites attract, after all. Orcs, elves, dwarves, and men are all deceived by the great shapeshifter. Oh, the great shapeshifter. Yeah, amazing. From puddle of goo to a man in an instant. Yeah. But even as he's laser focused on bending Middle-earth to his will, Sauron can't shake his obsession with Galadriel. Their undeniable bond is the through line for the second season, one that will pay dividends. Now that this pair has acknowledged their incredible connection and are grappling with what to do with it. Executive producer Lindsay Weber explains, "It is a driver of story for quite some time to come, and it is really satisfying when you see them together again in season 2. Oh boy. Galadriel and Sauron share the deepest connection to another being either of them has ever experienced, a fact that haunts them both in the new episodes. She's married to Celeborn. They established that. Oh, but she has the deepest connection to Sauron. What they share is greater than romance, Vickers explains. Their connection runs far deeper than anything surface level." This is really hard to read, I'm sorry. It would be like if you had the most intense type of synesthesia, and then you met someone else that had the same type of it, Clark describes. But then you find out they're the worst person in the world, but you can't undo that feeling of what it was to be understood and connected in that way. What? Synesthesia, the production of a sense impression relating to one sense or part of the body by stimulation of another sense or part of the body. All right. That's enough of that. Yeah, I think we get the idea. Something else. So toxicity is good now. Yeah. I don't know. Should I blame 50 Shades of Grey? Is this why this exists? Even elves love a bad boy, apparently. This is such a ridiculous marketing angle to push. Yeah, this article is something else. You can't even blame the media at this point because yeah, they can be feeding into it, but these are all quotes from the actors and producers of the show. So it's not like they're manufacturing something. No, it's just not the media just coming up with this themselves. This is from the actual creators of the show. This is intentional. This is what they wanted. And it's really just, this is so cringe. This just speaks to what the show is. It's just shipping. So when you don't have this, You also just have these weird little moments between Poppy and another hobbit, and between Isildur and rando woman character Estrid. And even to where people are now seeing it with Galadriel and Elrond, it's just gotten out of control. But they're feeding into it. This is entirely intentional. I really wish I didn't have to talk about this, but it's just, they're feeding so much of it into the public eye. And this is the reason why your views are tanking. Because this seems like just a ploy. Like they just want it for marketing purposes. They just want to, I don't know, just be outlandish. They want to say, ooh, Sauron and Galadriel have such a connection. Like, what is that? Is this Disney's fault with the Raylo thing? Is this where it started, or was it before that? Because I feel like ever since that, and maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like ever since The Last Jedi, this is now a thing. Where it's not even like a promotion of like toxic or problematic relationships. It's just taken a step further into sympathizing with evil, with downright evil people, murderers. Sauron's case takes a step further to just utter domination of the free peoples of Middle Earth. Yeah, that's hot. That picture sums it up. Oh, what's that picture of the painting, famous painting of the farmer and his wife? Yeah, American Gothic. Thank you. This is what that reminds me of. But I feel much more depressed.